Alright everybody, I hope I'm audible right now. Welcome back to Python Live. Here we will be learning about Python and all. Okay, and one more thing, initially I will be turning the chats off. Unfortunately, chats are going to be on, what time is it? 9:06. Okay, let me turn it off. So what I was saying that I am keeping the chats off right now. By 10 or something I will be turning it on. So at 10 o'clock the chats are going to be on. Until then I will be turning them off because mainly I want to focus on study before actually working on the things and all. So let's do this thing first. It's 9 o'clock around. It's yeah, 9:06. Till 10 we will be learning, and then after that we will start working on for the projects. This is how it's gonna be going on. So let's do it. And let me play the music in the back soon, and then we will be having a discussion, work on the projects and all. I'll be coming back soon. Let me complete the course that I was supposed to go.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on
Alright, by the way, this is actually the time I can speak and then work on Python related stuff. So if it's possible for me to speak, so that is why I just chose to speak right now. Let's continue from here on, and the most important thing is that we will be solving the problems from our own side and learning the things on the go. The network issue that I'm facing, how can I resolve this thing? So I have this thing on, but it should not be problematic thing. Okay. Oh, what can I do right now? What is the network speed that I'm getting? Fast.com. Well, this is not at all good. Don't know why, but I am facing. Well, okay, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's like that. Can I fix this thing? Let me try to fix it. If there's any way, then I'll be coming back. Otherwise, can't really do anything. We'll have to just go with that only. Alrighty, here I'm back. The thing is that I'm not sure whether I'm getting the good network. I have the good network connectivity, and because of that thing I'm facing the issue. That is alright. Let's continue with this. As long as it's possible for me to speak, I will be speaking, and I will be just simply solving some of the problems, and later we'll just simply be going on like this. So here we are. First of all, we will be going through it. Part 1. Okay, so let's talk about Python right now. Output, input variables, data types, these are the things that we will be learning out. The first and the easiest thing that we can probably do in Python is printing or outputting something on our screen, and we can perform this simple task using a special function called print. Okay, what exactly is a function? We'll learn about it in the next chapters, but for now we can imagine it to be a specialized helper that performs a specific task. So print is our little helper that helps us display something on the screen, the console, anything. We can use it to show information, results of calculations, or even format of our text. So this is the printer function that we have. Anything quotes or double quotes is called string and gets printed as it is. That's great. We can also print these values. So these are the values that we can print. Each print statement displays output on different lines, but we can also display multiple values on the same line, like this. Great. Multiple values on the same line. That's great. Python character set. Character set is a collection of characters, numbers, symbols that our language recognize, and we can use it. So that is the called character set. Following the common characters will be frequently using in Python. English letters A, Z, Z. Okay. Digits, special symbols, like these are the ones. White space and escaped characters. So ultimately blank space and space characters slash, like backslash t, backslash n, and something like that. And ASCII and Unicode characters as part of data and literals. That's great. What we can actually do over here, let me do one thing. Let me turn the chats on as well, so that if there's somebody, that person can actually get in touch. Okay, so here we are. The chats are on, by the way, right now, and I can actually keep it on the left side. So let's keep it here. This is not gonna be a great way. So let's keep it here. Doesn't matter. If there's anybody, I will be letting know about that person. Okay, variable. So variable is like a container that stores data or values in our program. We can think of it as a labeled box that we can put something in, change it, or use it later. The variables in Python have names called identifiers. Okay, can store data of any type, numbers, etc. Alright, and what is the next thing? Fundamentals. This thing is going to be over here actually, and I will have this VS code on this side. It's actually gonna be going on like this, and let's keep the things like this. Okay, interesting. So variable naming, identifier rules. Variable is clear. This thing we can print. Okay, variable naming, identifier rules. Name must start with A to Z underscore, can contain letters, numbers, or underscores after the first characters. Cannot use Python keywords like if, for, class, etc. Okay, like important note, Python is dynamically typed, so when creating a variable we don't need to declare type explicitly. Python is case sensitive. For example, age and age are different. Indentation in Python is important, and the general standard is 4 spaces per identical indentation level. Okay, what is the next thing? Keywords are reversed words in Python, and their meaning to the language is predefined. Okay, if, for, class, while, else, all these things. Data types. A data type defines the kind of value a variable can hold. Python has several built-in data types. Okay, int, integer, whole numbers, floating points, decimal numbers, string sequence of characters like words and sentences, boolean values, true or false, non-integer values, whole numbers. Okay, we also have a lot of other data types like complex list, tuple set, etc. that we'll cover. Okay, x is here integer, and this is the float, this is string, this is boolean, and this is none type. This is something that we had better check this thing out. So if we have something called empty, and that is where, in that case that's going to be none that we are setting here. And let's check the type of it. So I will be printing the type of it, and it's gonna be empty where, and not only empty where. Let's do it both. First of all, let's print the empty where, and the second time I'm gonna be printing the type of it. So type of empty where is something that I'll be printing. Well, this is not something that's being okay. What is the next thing? I have to run this. So Python, let me increase a little bit. I'll be just typing Python and python.py. Well, getting an error over here because there are few strings, extra strings. Just remove it, and I'm getting none, and the class has none type. The most important thing in Python, everything is a class. So we get a string class, we get int class, we get none class, something like that. So it's just gonna be going on like this. Type conversion and typecasting. Type conversion, when we convert or cast variables from one type to another, it can happen in two ways. Type conversion implicit, when it's automatically done. That's great. Python does it automatically. Python converts answers in any integer in float by default if we are just dividing it, multiplying it in any case. If we are dividing something, if you are adding something, if we are multiplying something by a float, it will be float. The result is going to be float. Explicitly, we can just even convert it. That's great. Int, float, string, bool, list, tuple. Well, that is great. So let's talk. Okay, list, tuple. So if I actually have a list, if I actually have a tuple, let's create a tuple. Tuple is going to be like this, if I'm not wrong. 1, 2, 3. Let's get the print. I wanna check the type of tuple. Over here. Let's check the type of tuple. What kind of type it has. It is the tuple. What I want to do, I want to convert it to a list. So list is equal to list, and I will be giving it tuple. So tuple is something like this. Now let's check the type of list. So type of list, I have to check. Let's check this particular thing, and that is the list. And the another thing I want to do, that I want to convert it back to a tuple. So tuple is let's convert it to a dictionary. So dict is equal to it cannot be converted to a dictionary, but it can be converted to a set. So I will be saying that set of list, and let's print set. And by the way, I will be making it set over here as well. Close this, and let's check this thing out. So yeah, it's getting converted. One more thing I can have, I mainly want to check the type of that rather than having a set over here. And let's check this thing out right now. So tuple, list, and set, it's happening right now. Operators. An operator is a symbol that tells Python to perform a specific computation on one or more values. Ultimately, some kind of a symbol that tells the compiler to do something, to compute something. Print 1 plus c. There are several types of operators in Python. Let's start by understanding arithmetic operators. Do is to do. Okay, arithmetic operators are these. Operators are what? Operators are the symbols that tell Python to perform some tasks. Then relational operators are these relation wherever we are just kind of comparing them or something. Then assignment operators are these. Okay, all right, easy peasy, great. The next thing is the logical operators, and or not. Logical operators, and or not. Great job, this thing is done. Then operator precedence, parenthesis, exponent, unary. Ultimately this is how it goes on, and that's good. Lastly, we have unary operators, are operators that work on a single operand. Okay, this is something interesting. We have learnt about this much. Operators have priority. There is a specific order in which operations are to be performed in case we have multiple operators. That's okay. Precedence, we are quite used to this particular thing. Let's talk about this thing. Unary operators are operators that works on a single operand, a single value or a variable to perform operations. These are like not, plus, minus, etc. Interesting. How does this work? If I have the value x is equal to 5, let's check this thing out. If I have, suppose x is equal to 5 over here, something like this. I'm saying y is equal to, oh hi Shashank, how are you? Y is equal to, that's gonna be minus x. Then if I'm printing, that is unary minus, and this time if I print x, and if I print y, then let's check the result. 5 and minus 5, that means unary operator are those operators which work on single operand, and then it's simply converting it to minus. How to make the link? Which link are you talking about? So this, we don't generally use x plus as numbers are positive by default, so these are mainly used for negative numbers. Input, okay, we have this thing here. We'll have to even convert them to the integer, and once they have converted, and we can even divide, and this is the result that we are getting. Okay, interesting. Let's we have done this thing. As for the assignment, let's even do one thing. I don't have that. Do I have that? Let's get it here. And as for these things, I create game and website, but I don't know how to make the link. Watch a video on YouTube. Like if that is a Python game, I don't know how you can actually upload that. So watch a video like how you can upload the game online and then get the link. You had better watch a video for that. Introduction is here. Let's make it just Python. Second one is gonna be fundamentals. Let's get the PDF here. For actually getting the PDF, let's see. I'm sorry, if I knew I would have told you, but I don't know that. If there is a website, so you can use Vercel. If there is a website that you have created, So you can upload that on Vercel. But if there is a game that you have created, you know which one. Okay, this thing is done. Which thing you can upload website on Vercel. You can just watch a video on YouTube like how it's done. And the second thing is that game I don't know. Python fundamentals. Okay, let's get it here. The second thing I need to have slash assignments. Just gonna be a PDF actually. Slash PDF. Okay, let's choose another one, and that's gonna be the assignment. Let's try to solve some of the questions on Python and see whether we can actually get it. These are gonna be quite easy peasy. They are based on what? They are based on the operators and also easy. We'll have a look. We'll go through them. If we can just get the idea, so we will not solve it. If we don't get the idea, we will try to solve it. As simple as that. Oh, thank. For what? For Vercel, you can upload the website over there, or game you can just for a video. I mean, you may watch a video. I will watch and I will make the link. Yeah, that will be great. Write a program that asks the user for their names and age and then prints its sentence like this. Okay, take two numbers as input from the user and print their sum difference product quotient. Okay, ask the user to enter two integers and one float. Convert them all to floats and print their average. The user enters a string containing a number. This convert it to integer, float and string and print all the three values. Evaluate and print the result of the following expression. This is something interesting. So first of all, what will happen? First of all, this will happen. So 2 2 is 4 I have, and then multiplication. So 4 3 is 12, 12 plus 10 24, 22. Let's see. Print 10 plus 3 multiplied by 2 and square of 2, something like this. If I actually print this right now, so that's equals to 22. Based on write a program to swap values of two numbers entered by the user. Well, in Python there is something interesting, if I'm not wrong. If we actually want to swap the values in Python, so we have something like x, y. Suppose I have the value x is gonna be 2 and y is gonna be 3. Now I have to swap the values. So x, y is going to be equals to yx. I hope this works, I'm not sure. So let's print xy right now. And 3 2. Yeah, this is something for swapping the things. So this is the first way. Either you can just do it like this, or you can create a variable, temp a variable, and then assign the value here. Then x will have the value of y, and y will have the value of I create a temp variable. Okay, and y will have the value of t, something like this, and it will work the same. 3 2. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead. Ask the user for a temperature in Celsius, string, convert it to a float, and then calculate the print and temperature. Alrighty, this can be done. Take the radius r and use input. Okay, that's great. Can be done easily. Ask the user for principal, rate, time, and convert all float to computer interest. Take the decimal number as input this and output its integer and fractional part. This is interesting. I have to take a decimal number as input, and then I have to print its integer part, and I have to print its fractional part. So suppose I am getting value is equal to input, enter the float value, something like this. I will get the float value. Once I got the float value, so I can say I will create a list. I will split that. Splitted list is going to be come on yaar, can't I write split? Is splitted, something like this. So splitted list is going to be val dot split it with that dot, and then once that is splitted, print splitted list 0 and print splitted list of index 1 value. Value is going to be 1.2, so I'm getting 1 2. I can do one thing. It will actually take dot by default, the second one. So let's give it dot, something like this, dot, and then this should be fine, I think. Let's make it like this now. Enter the value 5.3. So it's giving me 5.3, but there is some extra space. It's getting the space by default. Okay, let's use the string, f string. Okay, this time let's get rid of this particular section. Let's copy it over here. I will be using f string, Control X, and this is how I will be going ahead, and I will be actually giving it dot over here. Should work fine. Number is going to be 53, and this something like this, and ultimately I am getting the integer and I am getting the float value. Okay, let's go through it. This is almost done, and I have even saved it there, so I don't need to worry about its availability. Let's do one thing. Okay, seems to be all right, and same I have to do with this one. Just a sec. Alrighty, so almost this particular section is done. Let's go through another section, and that section is going to be, I think, string or something. I'm not sure, but for that thing I'll have to actually go through that. So let's go to the second section, and that is about again fundamentals for sure. But what do we have inside that? What are we gonna be learning? Let's talk about conditionals. Okay, we have if, else if, elif, and integer input greater than color, easy busy. Note, we can have standalone and if and multiple if statements, but elif and else can't be used without if statement preceding them. Yeah, that's right. And apart from simple conditions, we can also check for multiple conditions using logical operators like this. Great job. Nesting conditionals, this is something that is that happens usually. Then what I'm getting the username and password, and then I'm checking whether it's admin or not, and the password is pass or not, print and all. Okay, got that. Ternary operator, we have ternary operator here. Wow, I thought ternary operator does not exist. Ternary statement does not exist, but it does. Like let's create one more file, but okay, never mind. Value true if condition, else do this. Wow. In JS, let's create one more file, and that's gonna be index.js, just for practice purpose. When it comes to JS, let's keep it here. In Python, I have something called let a is equal to suppose 5, and what I wanna say, a if double equals to 5. In that case, if no, sorry, not like this. Value if true, if condition, else condition. If that is the value true, the value that I have that is true, in that case I will be saying this. So print true, else print false. Let's see. This is something that I have in Python. So instead of in JavaScript, what I'll do simple a triple equals to here 5. Well, this is not going to be right over here, but okay, never mind. Let's simply check whether this thing works or not. Well, true, false, both. Ternary statement, one line decide between two values based on condition. Ternary statement or condition are just another compact way to write if else statements in one line. That is right. Okay, sorry, this is something I have written the wrong way. What I have to do, say print, it's just opposite of JavaScript. That's all. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be true if then the condition. So the condition is going to be a double equals to 5, and else print, and that's gonna be equals to false. This is how we go ahead with the things in Python. Quite a strange way, but okay, never mind. So I'm getting true, and if I actually make it 3 or something, then I will be getting false over here. So there is a difference. Python is kind of read it and you will understand. So if this happens, write this, I mean perform this if this is true, otherwise do this. So this is how we do it in Python. But when it comes to doing it in JavaScript, so it's like a triple equals to 5. In that case, CLG true, else CLG and false. So this is how we go with the, this is how we ternary operators works in JS, and this is how ternary operators works here. Interesting. Let's keep it aside. We may be just using JavaScript a little bit too. By the way, let's try to run the JavaScript code. So node index.js, right now I'm getting false. If I actually make it 5, let's make it 5 and let's try to run it, and this time I'm getting it true. That's great. So this particular section is done. What is the next thing? Yeah, let's get this thing too, because this is something new. So I'm going to write another one too. So status is going to be adult. Status is going to be adult. In which case, if age is greater than 18, else the status is going to be not adult. Not adult, something like this. And let's print the age right now. Once the let's print this status right now, and let's simply check this thing right now. So by the way, right now I need to run Python program, not adult, because that's let's make it greater than or equals to 18, so that I actually get the right result. And now it's adult. Everything that we write with a ternary statement can be done with normal if-else statement. Ternary statements are generally only used for simple conditions, not recommended for nested or complex conditions. That is the right thing. Just keep this particular thing in mind. The good thing is we have to keep in mind that in JavaScript we write it in a different way. Let's even move it more. In JavaScript this is written in a different way. In Python this is written in a different way. So though the writing way is different, but at the end of the day, in JavaScript we write it like this, in Python we write it like this, but ultimately the result that we get, the name that we have, ternary operator, that is the same. Okay, this thing is done. Then we have a match case statement. Again, just like switch statement we have in JS, we have match statement in Python, and that works exactly the same. At the end of the day, we match what we compare. Then case we have the value or pattern to match against, and lastly we have wildcard, matches anything like default. So this wildcard is mainly for default. So ultimately what happens over here, if age is 18 right now, then I'm gonna be using match statement, and this match just a small match or something, match, yeah, small match. And this match will have, first of all, it will get the key is going to be age, and after that I will have some cases. So case, this is gonna be case 1, and case 1 will have the pattern. So suppose it's equal to 18, so I'm printing adult, and case if it's equal to 16, so I'm printing print not adult. This is like this. And one more thing, that is like we don't write default over here, rather we use this I can say what, I don't even know the name, wildcard we use. This is the name of that. You call it wildcard or depends on what you call that. And this simply does nothing. This is the default thing that we have. So let's break it simply from here. Do we break this particular thing over here or not? I'm not sure we break it, so let's print default, something like this. So this is how we write the match statement, and the same thing we have in JS, but that is called switch statement. And in JS we write default over here, and over here we are just using the wildcard. That is good. Okay, let's try to solve some of the problems. So for a given number n, print if it's a multiple of 5 or not. How will you check whether something is multiple of 5? You will divide it by 5 if that's equals to 0. If the remainder is the 0, that is equal, for a given number, print odd even number. Okay, a loop lets us execute a block of code multiple times, either a set of number of times or until a condition is met. That is right. Python has two main loops. The first one we have, that is while loop. Second one we have for loop. repeat while a condition is true. For loop, iterate over a sequence like a string and all, that is good. While loop, this is the while loop that we have. Ultimately, this is how we can actually print the values. And when it comes to the, okay, we can we can subtract it, we can increase that both the ways. If the loop expression is such that it is always computes true, then such loop never stops and called an infinite loop. We should try to never unintentionally create such a loop. Intentionally you can create that, but do not create that unintentionally, otherwise it will just it will make your laptop fly. Then we have something called Python gives us some more. What about the for loop? Haven't we got that? Okay, we may go through that later on. Loop control statements. Python gives us some tools to control how loops behave, and a classic example of them are two statements. Like first one is break, second one is continue. When it comes to break statements, so you can just break the loop anytime if you just feel like that at this particular condition it should break, so you can break that. And when it comes to continue, so you can define that, okay, at this particular condition it should continue in the sense skip the further process. It's just like that. Then we have something called for loop here, for variable in sequence. Then we'll be getting all those variables, and the in keyword that we used in a membership operator in, okay, just let's go through it. In Python, a for loop is used to iterate loop over a sequence such as a list, tuple, string or range, and execute a block of code for each item in that sequence. That is right. Let's go on. And after that, the in keyword that we used in a membership operator in Python used to loop over a sequence or to check the presence of an item in a sequence like string. There are two things. First of all, you can either use, suppose I have this list over here, and list is 1, 2, 3, 4. You can either use list to iterate over, you can either use in to iterate over the list, something like this, and you can just print the value of I. And the second thing is that in is used to check whether the value exists in the string or not. So I can say print a VIP in Vipendra, and let's see, it should return true. It should return all the values 1 to 4. So first of all, I'm getting all the values from 1 to 4, then I'm getting true. If I say VIPIEN, it should return false, and that is right. So ultimately we know about the in keyword as well, that is the membership operator in Python is used. The keyword that we used is a membership operator. Okay, so the in keyword that we used over here, ultimately in here we used that is called membership operator. Ultimately it checks whether the value exists over here or not, and so first of all it goes through the list and gets the value. Simple. For ch in word ch, okay, this thing is done. I word artificial count 0, great job. Just like conditionals, we can also have nested loops. That is true, we can have nested loops. Okay, range. Let's talk about range. What do we do with range over here? We have something called range in Python. So if I wanna have a range, suppose for I in range, let's print the number. So that's gonna be 1 to 10. So the numbers will be printed from 1 to 9. What does this do? The range function in Python is used to generate a sequence of numbers, typically for use in loops. It doesn't actually create a list in memory unless we convert it. Instead, it creates an iterator that produces numbers one by one, which makes it very efficient. It takes the 3 values actually. Start, that is default by 0. Stop, the number to stop, not included. The number to start from, stop, not included, and default value, how much to increase by each time. Okay, interesting. So let's go through it. First of all, print I, and if I print I over here, I will get from numbers from 1 to 9. First of all, the last value is not included. Second thing is that I can actually give it some value, like a default iterator value, like this is your iterating value. At using this value you have to iterate. So I will get 1, 3, 9. Ultimately I will get all the odd numbers. So this is it's just simply adding 2 to 1 and just increasing that. And the most important thing is this, that it doesn't really create a list. Though we are getting the numbers over here, it doesn't create the list and then gives us the number. Rather, it simply generates the number and gives us the numbers. So it doesn't really take any space on the machine, as simple as that. Okay, print a multiplication table for any number. Okay, great. Print odd numbers from 1 to 10 using continue. Great. Count vowels in a word. Count vowels in a word. How can you count vowels in a word? Interesting. This is the problem that we have. We have a word called W is equal to any word. Hi there. Okay. So ultimately, how many vowels we have? I, E, E. Ultimately, 3 vowels we have. Question: how can you count the vowels? How can I count the vowels? Let's create a list of vowels. So L is going to be A, E, I, O, and U. Come on. A, E, I, U. These are going to be the vowels. Great job. What is the next thing? I have to count. So count is equal to 0 by default. And what I want to do, L for letter in list. That's great, yeah. Let's name it list. So for letter in list, if that particular letter, what I say, increase, I'm using it a ternary operator over here. So increase the value of count by 1 if list the letter that I got that is in word else pass, else continue, else do nothing, just this much. I need the else statement, else count is equal to count. This is just for, no, it's not like that. I will be adding 0 otherwise I just add 0. Happy? This is the crazy statement I have written. This is mainly because I wanted to use ternary operator. You can use the simple way, but wow, I'm getting the error again. If this is inside this, do this. So do this if this is true, else do this. Else, can I just simply say do nothing? I can't even write pass over here. What it expects? Expected expression. It needs an expression. So what can I give it? Okay, let's go. I should be able to use it, I think. Why to just go back? Count plus equals to 1 if I write. It's fine. If I write 0, it's fine too. That's great. Let's run it. Well, it's not fine. Statement must be separated by new lines, semicolons. Okay. What about the ternary operator? This is how ternary operator works in Python. Ternary. Where are you? Okay. So ultimately this is right, but this is only for the conditions. When you wanna get some value, just for the conditions. Once you are actually running something, running some processes, that's not a good way to do it. So let's remove it, this particular thing. That's a really bad example. I can say if L in W, in that case count plus equals to 1. This is how we have to go ahead, and at the end of the day you have to just print the value of count. Let's do it. Ultimately we are checking the number of vowels, but I'm getting 2, but I have 3 vowels, 1, 2 and 3. First of all, what I'm doing, if L that I got that is inside this, okay, sorry, that is wrong thing. Then these letters can be more than 1, so instead of doing this I can actually do this. Sorry, that's my bad. Hello sir. Hi Nitin, how are you? And hi Tarun, welcome back. So I can do one thing, that for later in word I am getting the later, and then I'm checking if that later in list, in that case count plus equals to 1. Let's check the result. Right now I'm getting 3, that means it worked. Okay, so this thing is done right now. What is the next thing? We have learnt about for loops and all. Okay, these things are nothing. We have learnt about range. We were solving some of the problems. We have counted the vowels, sum of n natural numbers using for loop. Okay, let's talk about functions. Functions in Python are a block of reusable code that perform a specific task. They make our code organized, readable, and easier to maintain. Book is definition, but okay, we'll even go through that. Function definition, def. Okay, this is how we can create the functions and call functions. So we can call it, we can give them parameters, and we can even return some of the value from the functions. So a function can take a parameter, sorry, a function can take an argument that can return parameter argument, kind of the same thing. Don't really need to worry about that. So it takes the arguments and it returns the result by doing some computation on the parameters, and we can provide the default parameters as well. And there are some built-in functions in Python. Okay, by the way, we can assign default values to function parameters, so that if the caller doesn't provide that argument, Python uses the default values, and these default parameters must come last. Oh, really important thing. If there is a function def my I can say sum, it will sum the values. So I will get A, I will get B, I will get C, I will get D, and I wanted to sum A plus B plus C plus D, something like this. And I wanna use sum first, and I wanna print that as well. I wanna use sum, and I'm providing it the value 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's gonna give me the result. So let's check that thing out. Let's run it right now. I'm getting 10. If I wanna provide any default value, so the default value should be provided to the last one. So I can provide it 5, or I can provide it 4 if I don't wanna send 4 over here. So, and if I wanna give the default value should be provided to the last parameter, because if I provide the value to C over here, then this particular value will be called a parameter for C. So that is why. So this time I'm getting 10 again. So ultimately, whenever you are giving default value to any parameter, the last parameter should get the default value. As simple as that. Okay, built-in functions. There are some built-in functions like we have print, we have input, we have type, we have range. So all the functions that we have covered so far, they have been user-defined functions. Ultimately, the function that we have defined over here. So this is the user-defined functions. And in Python, we have some built-in functions. They have already been written, and we just simply use them, as simple as that. So like we have print, input, type, and all. Let's talk about lambda functions. What do they do? So lambda functions simply take the arguments and return the things. So what lambda functions, what do they do? First of all, they'll take the arguments, so A, B, C, D, something like this, and what they'll do, they'll return A plus B plus C plus D. So this is again a better way to write. Either you use the first way or you use this way. And if I actually say print lambda, I haven't given it the name. I think it's given a name. Yeah, it's given a name. I haven't given that. So let's name it sum is equal to this. So this is how we give the name first of all, and this is the lambda function. Ultimately, it takes these arguments. I can keep it inside the parentheses as well, but that's gonna be wrong. I can't keep them inside the parentheses. I have to just simply give them like this. Then it will take the value. So sum is going to be equals to a 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm giving these values, and then once I just run it, I'm getting 10. So ultimately, lambda functions are the shorter way to just create the functions, and which does only one job: gets the value, does some computation on it, and returns that. And I can, if I'm not wrong, provide some default value. If I'm not wrong, yeah, I can provide some default value. So instead of giving 4 over here, the D has the default value. So either I can provide a default value, maybe 5. So this time I should be getting 11. And if I do not provide the value, so I should be getting just 10 because default value is used. In my last semester, our team made a Python project, but that time I am not aware of that key, how to save the code or how to use GitHub. So we lost the code. The project uses Python and OpenCV library. Oh my god. Really sorry for that, brother. It's for smart classroom system. Smart classroom system, but you lost that. It's bad. Right now, thankfully, after that you have learned about Git and GitHub. Now you will never lose anything. And lambda function is done. Ultimately, what happens? Lambda functions are short, one linear functions that are used to perform simple tasks, not big ones, just simple tasks. Give me some value, I'll do some computation, and I will return. These are created using lambda keyword. These functions are anonymous and do not have a name like regular functions defined with the def. Something like that. That is amazing. And we have lambda functions over here. Then let's do some questions like practice over it. So we have to create a function to compute factorial of n. First of all, this is the thing. Create a function to compute factorial of n. Interesting thing. Factorial. So let's create a function, and it will be factorial. It will be calculating factorial. It will get n, and it will calculate the factorial. There are two ways. Either I can use a for loop to calculate the factorial, or I can use recursion. Let's use for loop for now. Let's use recursion directly. So what I mean that if n triple equals to 1, because I'm using recursion over here, return 1, and in another case return n plus factorial of n minus 1. This is called recursion in any language. This is how you just go with that. If I just print the factorial of 5 right now, I should be getting that 15 factorial of 5. I have to multiply. So 120. So factorial of 5 is 1. Ultimately, what I'm saying, I want to get the factorial of n. That means 5. So this is not equals to 1. So it will just not run. I'm getting 5 over here. Then factorial of this. So ultimately 5 minus 1 4. So first of all, I got 5. Then factorial of 5 minus 1. That means 4. And then again I will get 4. Then I will get 3. Then I will get 2. And when it will be equals to 1 at that time, this will run and I will get 1 over here, something like this. So all these values I will get, and these values will be calculated, and I will get my answer. Okay, this thing is done. Create a function to return the largest of 3 numbers. Okay, ठीक है, तो बन जाएगा. Conditionals, multiple of 5 or not, multiple of 5 or not. We even have the answers. Wow. Loops, odd numbers, count of vowels, CHA, CHB. Okay. Sum of n natural numbers. Great job. Factorial of n. We are using for loop over here. Great. Largest of 3 numbers. If a is greater than b and a is greater than c, return a. And if b is greater than c. Okay, interesting. If a is greater than b and a is greater than c, a is the largest, then check whether b is greater than c or not. If b is greater than c, interesting thing. Let's check this thing out. Over here, if I wanna get the largest, to get largest a, b and c, the simple could be like you have to check twice. So if a is greater than b, in that case you have to check it again, pass it, and else statement and pass it. This is the normal way. It's just normal thinking. So if a is greater than b, in that case I will check again that if a is greater than c as well. If a is greater than c, I will return a, else if a is greater than c, return a, and if a is not greater than c, that means c is the largest, return c. And here this is the like basic way to just calculate the things. And then else statement, if a is greater than b, that means b is less than, so I will be checking b is greater than c or not. and then if B is greater, come on, yeah, if B is greater than C, in that case I have to return B, else I have to return C. So this is the long way to calculate the things, really long one, but ultimately here I am checking with which one is the largest. And the second way could be like this. This is the first way. The second way could be if it A is greater than B, and just let's add both of them, and A is greater than C. In that case, return A, simple. Return A. Simply checking whether A is greater than B and A is greater than C or not. If A is greater than B, A is greater than C, return else if. Else, not else if, actually elif. What I'm saying, elif B is greater than C. I've already known A is greater than B, A is greater than C, A, return A. If B is greater than C, B is greater than C, I have already calculated A. Now let's talk about B. So A is greater than B, A is greater than C, returning A. Now in elif statement, that means A is not greater than B, that means B is greater than A. So first statement is already checked. If I am here in the second statement, second condition, that means B is already greater than A. So either I can just write this thing as well, if B is greater than A, ultimately A is less than B, and A is C is ultimately I can make it like this rather, B is greater than A and B is greater than C, in that case return B. But ultimately this is the same thing I am doing here, like I am checking whether B is greater than A, and over here the same thing is being changed, done. What happens over here, I am checking whether A is greater than B. If A is already greater than B, this will run, and if A is not greater than B, this will run. So I don't even need to check that whether B is greater than A or not. So it's gonna be going on like this. And lastly, when it comes to C, so in else statement I will return C. Why I am returning C over here? Simple thing. In the first statement I have checked whether A is greater or not. In the second statement I have checked whether B is greater or not. Lastly, what is remaining? C is remaining, so I am simply returning C over here. Kind of a little bit tricky. So the first one was easy to understand. This one is a little tricky, but okay. This is how we can just simply go ahead. So we have gone through this as well. Fundamentals. Let's solve some of the questions. Okay, logic already mentioned as answer. The purpose of these questions to help you build programming logic. So even if we have the hint the difficult part of the problem, we write the Python code or not. Okay, let's go ahead. First of all, write a program that takes salary as input. Using conditional statements, calculate the final tax based on these rules. What is the thing? I will get a salary and I have to calculate what? I have to calculate the tax. Tax. So let's create a function called, sir, where are you from? Nitin, I am from Madhya Pradesh. Where are you, by the way, from? Of course. So calculate, and what do we have to calculate? We have to calculate tax. What we'll get? We'll get salary inside it. What will happen now? Now we have to start calculating the tax. If let's use match statement over here. Match, and match will get salary. I can't use it, by the way. I have to compare the things, that is why. So if I am from Mathura, Uttar Pradesh, Agra. Amazing, yaar. I want to visit Agra. I never got the chance. I've never been there. I want to visit the place. By the way, let's come back here. And salary, if that's less than 30,000, if that's less than, is this a right way to write in Python? I'm not sure. If that's less than 30,000, return tax is going to be salary multiplied by 5% tax. So 5% of the salary, 5 divided by 100, something like this. I think this is how salary is calculated. Else if, elif if salary is less than salary is between 30,000 and 70,000, so I can say uh, 50 kilometer from Agra. Well, that's great, yeah. 50 kilometers, that's not much. Second statement is if it is uh, which village? I visit Agra many times. Okay, Nitin is asking. Salary is this, and second I have to check whether salary is less than 70,000 actually. Something like this. In that case, I will be calculating it, but it can be even better. Let's make it like this. If salary is greater than 70,000, in that case I am calculating it like this, and it's gonna be 25%. If salary is greater than how can I do it? The easy way to I also visit any easy way to just get it done, take the long one. If it is greater than this, and if it is less than 30,000, then this will be happening. That's great. Then I am checking if it is less than greater than 30,000, ultimately less than 70,000. Then return salary multiplied by salary multiplied by 15 divided by 100. Okay, lastly, if it is less than if it is less than 30,000, then this. If it is less than 70,000 rupees, this 70,000. So less than 70,000, that's okay. 30,000, that's also okay. In else statement, I will return if it is not even less than 30,000, it is not even less than 70,000. That means it is more than that. So at that time, I have to return salary multiplied by salary multiplied by 15 divided by 100. But the thing is that if I calculate it like this, it should return me the right answer. Yeah, not really need to worry about anything. Let's check it. So what I will be doing, print salary calculate tax, and tax, that's gonna be, suppose first one is gonna be less than 20, let's keep it 25,000. The first one is gonna be this, and let's have some more. Second one is gonna be more than so let's keep it 55,000, and one more is gonna be, let's keep it 75. Let's print it. Well, I cannot use these. Can I use this? I didn't know that. Well, I should have known actually. I cannot use the this way to just write the salary. Ultimately, the what are these called? I forgotten the name of this as well. So this is how the salary is being calculated. Salary is too much now. This is the wrong way. 5%. How do we get to calculate the tax? I think I don't need to add this particular thing. Let's remove it. Just 5% directly, like this. Let's calculate it. And this thing, I think it works. So if it was 25, then I'm getting, wow, no, this is also not right. How to calculate salary? Sorry, how to calculate tax? Okay. Okay, for calculating tax, determine your status. Your tax bracket and standard deduction depend. Standard for 70,000, then deduction this much, then I will get 13,000. formula. In our class there is no buy from MP. Is that so? So ultimately gross total income minus total exemption minus total calculate taxable income. Come on, is there any formula? How to calculate tax in India? Step by step guide. How to calculate tax income? How to calculate income tax? Total tax level income 20,000 deduction 20,000. So gross total income minus total income minus deductions, total deductions, images. Anybody knows how to calculate taxage? Item cost is this, then what I am going to do, 60 multiplied by 7.5 multiplied by 100, that's gonna be this much. I think right. This is how tax is calculated, right? Let me give it to ChatGPT now. Enough. I'm not sure about the formula, forget about that. I think this is right way, but I'm not sure. Okay, it's even gonna take some time, so never mind. Let's continue with the next one. Write a function that takes two integers a and b and prints all even numbers between them inclusive. They have to include them as well. Okay, that's interesting. Let's check the first thing first of all. How long is this gonna take? Okay, let's try to solve the second problem. Sure. That is, write a function that prints digits of a number. Total tax multiplied by 0.04. What does this mean? The code prints. Is this right, like the formula that I had written earlier? If I want to calculate the tax, so if there is 5% tax, 5%, so this is how the tax is calculated. Who have input the, who have by user, who have, we have to input the percentage of tax by user. So this is how it's done. Salary multiplied by, if 5% tax, then 5 by divided by 100. No, I don't think so. The code prints this why your last two slabs are the same, both pursuing right now. There is no higher tax rate above 70. So it's saying that 25,000 percentage by this, that means this much, then this, that means this much, and then this, that means this much. Yeah, I think that's right way. That is how it's calculated. But I think you have to multiply it by 100. That's what, multiplied by or divide by, and divide 5% means what? 5 multiplied by percent. Percent means 1 by 10, 1 by 100. So 5 divided by 100. That is how percent is calculated, if I'm not wrong. When it comes to percentage, X can I draw. So what I'm saying here, this is, if I have suppose 30,000 rupees, I want to calculate the percentage. So 5,000 ka percentage. So that means multiplied by 5%, something like this. If I actually want to calculate this 30,000 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 1 by 100. That's simply not 1000, just 100. That's simply going to be 30,000 multiplied by and 5 by 100. That's gonna be 1 by 20. 30,000 multiplied by 1 by 20. I have to divide 20. 20. So 2 gone. 3,000 is remaining. And after 3,000 has been deducted, then I am just simply paying 1,500 around as tax. 25. I hope I'm doing it right. Ultimately, yeah, something like that. Tax is equal to, if the salary is 2,500, that is great. So this is how I think that's calculated, if I'm not wrong. So if your salary is come on, where is that now? Your salary is 30,000, then you will have to pay 1,500 rupees as tax. 30,000, yes, right. Okay, thank you very much. I was just a bit confused, so I just thought of asking. Write a function that takes two integers a and b and prints all even numbers between them inclusive. That means we have to include them. Next problem. Def print even numbers. It will get a, it will get b. I have a C program same as that. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. The problem is that we have to print even numbers starting from a to b, like that. So first of all, we have to get all the numbers. So for I in range, I have to get the numbers from a till b plus 1, because of course b I have to include, and then I have to check if I percentage 2 double equals to 0. If that's actually equals to that, then I have to print that. So I have to print I, otherwise I don't have to print I. I think it's been quite easy, I don't know. Either I made, I think so. Print even number. Let's give it starting is going to be 5 and is gonna be 20. Let's see whether it does the job or not. I think it did. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 till 20. Yeah, they are inclusive numbers as well. So this is how I'm doing. Next, write a function that prints the digits of a number n. There are 3 digits. We need to print them. Next question. You have a number 1, 2, 3. How will you print the digits of the number? I think you will have to convert them to a string and then print, because directly if you try to get the number of 0, you will get nothing, you will get an error. It's not possible to get the number because number is a number. I will definitely get an error, that is right. So what I have to do, the simple thing can be, I have to stringify it. So num is going to be, let's keep it string is equal to going to be string number, stringified number. That's going to be, I am in second year, you are doing BTech and I am doing diploma in ICE. Okay, that's great. I am doing nothing. You are doing diploma and all, I am doing nothing. So sad. String num str of num. Once I have that, let's get the string number and let's see whether it works or not right now. And it worked, so what do we have to do now? So for later in str num, I will print later. 1, 2, 3. Great. The rightmost, okay, this is the first way. The second way could be that the rightmost digit of a number n is n percentage by 10, and remove the rightmost digit from the number, we can do n divide. Wow, lovely. There's another way. and really a good way. And that is, suppose, what time is it by the way? It's 10:25. I have to sleep by 11 or something, so I can code for some more time. So if I have an suppose a number called 1 2 3, okay, I will check while n num divided by 10. If there is a small value we are dividing, what happens? Let's use you are doing practicing which build a skill which is more valuable than a degree. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with me in future. You will know. 1 divided by 10, that's gonna be 0.1. That means 0 is gonna be false. So if I actually check the type of 0.1, 0, not type of actually, I have to convert it. So boolean 0.1, bad. How do we convert it? Bool, true. It's true. Okay. And divide if it is less than 0. If it is greater than 0, only then it should run like this. And if it is equals to 0 or less than 0, then it should not run. What is the next thing? So I'm going to eat food. I will join session later. That's all right. You may just have food and keep it up. What can we do right now? If num divided by 10, that means it will work. How will I get the number? Let's get the number, last number. So last digit. If I wanna get the last digit, so I will get the last digit by do I have to use this here anyhow? Like, is this really needed? Or there's another way? By the way, in order to get the last digit, I can just simply say num percentage by 10. I got the last digit. I will print the last digit, and the last digit is going to be last digit, something like this. I'm printing it, and then I can actually do this thing, and that's gonna be num divided by equals to 10, something like this. And as for this particular thing, I will check if num exists. Simple as that. Quite tricky, but okay. What we are saying is, first of all, I'm checking whether num exists or not. And when num exists, how will I get the last digit? I will simply divide it. I will get the what? If I divide it by 10, so ultimately if I use this percentage, this is called modulo. So this will give me the last number because it gives me the remainder. So ultimately I will get the remainder over here. That means the last value. Once I got that, I am printing it over here, and ultimately I am dividing the number by 10. And when I divide the number by 10, the last value gets removed because that is the remainder. When we don't include the remainder. Let's exit and let's run that Python program. And we have got so many values. Well, I think it's been a loop or something. Okay, this did not work as expected. The last digit percentage. So num percentage by this Python. I have 1 2 3 percentage by 10. What will I get? I get 3. Then 1 2 3 divided by 10. What will I get? I will get I'm getting 12.3. Okay. I have to divide like this. So 1 2 3 divided by 10. What will I get? I will just simply get 12. It should work now. So let's exit it and let's run the Python program that we had. And I'm getting 3 to 1. This actually worked. What is the next thing? Write a function. So many questions to solve. Never mind. Write a function to return the count, the number of digits. Write a function to return the count, the number of digits in a number. This time I have to count the number of digits. that should rather be easy. The same thing is going to happen over here, just a few things. Count is gonna be 0 by default, and instead of printing it, if the number actually exists, I will say count plus equals to 1. This is how it should be going on, and at the end of the day I'm just simply printing the count value, something like this. Let's see whether it works or not. This is the simple formula that we have written, algorithm, whatever you call that. I'm simply increasing the number whenever this particular check passes. Let's see, and I'm getting 3. That means it works. Next question, write a function to return sum of digits of a number. This time I have to just calculate the sum. So instead of saying count, I will write sum over here, and over here once I get the last digit, I will be calculating it using this, and ultimately I will get the sum, and the sum should be around 6 or something. So let's get whether we get the sum or not. Ultimately same formula is being used for all of these, so that's a good thing. I'm getting 6. Okay, what is the next thing? Write a program to print all numbers from 1 to 100 that are divisible by both 3 and 5. What do we have to do? We have to write all numbers from where to where? From 1 to 100. So for I in range 1 to 100. Great job. Which numbers do I have to print? I have to print those numbers which are divisible by 3 and 5. So if there is a number, if I percentage by 3 double equals to 0 and I percentage by 3 5 double equals to 0, in that case I have to print the number, that is I. Should work fine. I mean, just mathematical related things. 5, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90. These are the numbers. What is the next thing? Design a program to continuously input a number n from user and print if it is positive or negative until the user enters quit. Really easy. Should we do it? Let's do it really quick. What do we have to do? Number is equal to while is on, is game on. That's gonna be true by default. While is game on, I have to get the number. That's gonna be input. Enter the number. And something like this. And if int of num is greater than or equals to 0, even before that, if input value value triple equals to double equals to end, in that case I have to say is the game on. That's going to be false, something like this. Elif input value int of input val that's greater than 0 or equals to 0, greater than or equals to 0, in that case I have to say print a positive number, else print a negative number, something like this. Let's see whether it works or not. Okay, enter the number 5 positive, 3 positive, -3 negative, -0 positive, and end it. Great job. What is the next thing? Okay, things get hard. Like, questions are not hard. Going through them is hard. Let's do one thing. We have three questions right now. We have question number 8, we have question number 9, we have question number 10. Right now, it's been too much. We will actually be solving those questions tomorrow. And the next thing that we can do is we can actually learn something new. Learning new. Let me see. Okay, it's few things are remaining right now, and this was fundamental section. Part 2. Okay, there are three questions are remaining. They will be solved tomorrow, so they will not be solved today. They are too much actually. I'll have to spend, maybe I have to create a calculator. Let me check exactly what I have to do in those questions. PDF, and first of all let's upload this one. So that's gonna be the second one, part 2, and one more time. And let's check what exactly I have to do in those questions. Okay, over here, just a sec, let me increase it. Come on here. Yeah, so at last what I have to do, the first question is create a calculator that performs arithmetic operations. Create a function calculator class AB operation that performs addition, subtraction, multiplication, division based on operation. Ultimately we have to create a calculator. Okay, write is a function and that returns true if prime or not. Okay, that's great. Prime number. Let's create a number guessing game. Given a secret already decided by you, write a program that asks the user to guess it too high, too low. We have already made that. So there are only two questions, like question number 8 and question number 9, that we have to solve tomorrow. That's good. What is the next thing? The next thing, again I have questions over there, and I have gone through many questions. Let's go through notes. That would be a rather better option. I was learning about class age, right? So let's go through that. Let's open the notes and learn about that. I'm in no mood of solving questions, at least right now. I have solved enough questions, so let's go through the notes. That is Python. Let's keep it here. These are the things that we have learned so far, and using these things only, using Python, we have been solving some of the questions so far. We have solved more than enough questions for today at least. Let's continue. And we were actually learning about the class age and all, and these were the practice sessions that we actually have to and this was the game that we created yesterday. Yeah, we created this game yesterday. That means we are done with this, and part 2 starts from here. So let's go ahead, learn it, go through it. If there are extra things, I will be simply removing them ultimately from here. What is the programming? Let's learn, go through it together. Ultimately, again, these are the text stuff, so it could be a little boring, but ultimately this is what matters at the end. You have to be okay with the boring things. What is programming in Python? What is programming? Programming is a way for us to tell computers what to do. A computer is very dumb machine, and it only does what we tell. Let's do one thing. Let's even increase the font size a little bit, and it's gonna be like this, and we are gonna be reading it. By the way, as for this thing, I will be just removing the stuff. I only wanna keep those things which are important, not the text. Like I will be going through the, what is this called? I will be going through theory, and I will be removing the theory, so that the next time when I revise, I don't have a lot of theory. So what is programming? Programming is a way for us to tell computers what to do. A computer is a very dumb machine. It only does what we tell it to do, and hence we learn to program and tell computers to do what we are very slow at, computation. That is right. If I ask you to calculate 5 plus 6, you will immediately say 11. How about this? Well, that is right. So let's even remove this particular thing. You will start searching for a calculator. Okay, not really, don't need it. Let's remove it. What is Python? Oh, sorry, that was not intended. So Python is a dynamically typed general purpose programming language that supports an object-oriented programming approach as well as function programming approach. Python is an interpreted and high-level programming language. Interpreted means when you write Python, the code runs line by line. That means it checks the code line by line. It interprets the code line by line. It was created by Guido Van Rossum. हटाओ इसको तो हटा दो. Okay, so this thing is good. Actually, we should know about this. Next, gonna remove it. Why do I need to keep it over here? Once read, gone. Features of Python. Python is a simple, easy to understand. It is interpreted, platform independent, which makes debugging very easy. Python is an open source programming language. Python provides very big library support. Some of the popular libraries includes NumPy, TensorFlow, Selenium, OpenCV. It is possible to integrate other programming languages with Python. That's great. Like we can integrate C++ and all. What is the next thing? Python is used for what? Python is used to data visualization to create plots and graphical representations. Python helps in data analytics to analyze and understand raw data for insights and intents. It is used in AI machine learning to stimulate human behavior and to learn from the past data without hard coding. It is used to create web applications. It can be used to handle databases. It is used in business and accounting to perform complex mathematical operations along with quantitative and qualitative analysis. By the way, we have done it. We don't really need to read more, and day one is done. My Python success. This is the Python success of Harry, Code with Harry, I think. Okay, why I love Python and you will too. Welcome to day 2 of this. Let me start with a story. Back in my college, this is not my story, this is the story of Code with Harry. I used to learn C and C++ programming in depth and used to score good marks. I created a bunch of printing conditionals and loop programs. Now what? I wanted to benefit from the same in my second year of college. I started working, actually working in industry with the Python programming language. I was not so good with it, but I used to write code for Singapore client and actually make good money without having to actually master Python. Harry then got curious and started working on his Python skills even more. I then got into web scraping, and trust me, I made some good money. This is not my story. Some good money on Fiverr just by writing some Python programs and charging on per web page basics to my clients. I used to automate scraping. I then learned Flask too and got to work with Flask with a university professor and abroad. Long story short, Python made a huge impact on my career. Well, this hasn't been my story, so don't take it seriously. This has been the story of Code with Harry. You can just go and check his channel out. What can Python do for you? I want to show some Python programs I created, which will surely inspire you to create your own versions of the same as we progress through this tutorial. Do not try to recreate them just yet. If you are a beginner, just start working on Python. We will make progress gradually, trust me. Okay, trusted. Day 3, modules and pip in Python. The modules is like the code library which can be used to borrow. The module is like a code library that can be used to borrow code written by somebody else in or Python program. There are 2 types of Python modules. First one is built one, second one is external. These modules are ready to import and use and ship with the Python interpreter. There is no need to install such modules explicitly. And external modules, these modules are imported. Modules means packages, as simple as that. So modules are imported from third-party file or can be installed using package manager like pip-conda. Since this is written by someone else, we can install different versions of the same module with time. We can install different versions of the same. Okay, that's right. Let's remove this particular thing from here. Pip command. The pip command, it can be used to package. It can be used as a package manager. Pip to install Python module. Let's install called Pandas. Pip is a command line. Ultimately, I can say it is a package manager, and that installs the modules. What are the modules? Ultimately, code written by other. So you can use pip package manager to install the modules. That is the code written by others. What is the next thing? Using a module in Python uses. First of all, we install this thing. That's great. What is the next thing that we do? I can say one more thing. This is part 2. So let me print over here so that at least I have the idea where the part 2 starts. So this is actually part 2. Part 2, like part 2 of the PDF. So don't think of part 2 of the class and all. Using a module in Python uses. We use the import syntax, import module in. Okay, this is, let's remove it. Extra things we will be removing. We don't need them. Import pandas, and then read and work with the file named words.csv. Df is equal to panda.read.csv words.csv, and this will display the first few rows from the words.csv. Similarly, we can install the other modules and look into their documentation for user instructions. We will find ourselves doing this often in the later part. Okay, so let's do one thing right now. This is the code. It will read it. Let's let's keep that thing, and let's try to use this code. Control X, and let's open VS Code right now, and try to run it. Ultimately, try to check whether it actually works as said or not. So what we are gonna do, first of all, we will be actually removing everything from here. Then I got this code over here. First of all, we are importing pandas. That's great. It simply read and work with a file named pandas, file named words.csv, but I don't really have that. That's okay. Panda.read.csv, and this then this will display the first rows of the csv. That's great. Okay, this is the code that we have. First of all, for this thing I will have to install panda. So pip pandas, not panda. Pip install pandas. Once it is installed, then I'll check whether it is able to read. Okay, it is already there. That's okay. That's amazing. How many options that is there? Read what? Read clipboard, read CSV, read Excel, read feather, read FWF, HTML. It can read HTML, it can read this, and it can read ORC, and so many things it can actually read. That is great. I want it to read JSON right now. So JSON, because I don't. I can JSON. Okay, let's create a JSON file, and new.json. I will have JSON data inside it. So let's create a new.json file over here, and over here I will have name is equal to Dipendra, and profession is equal to coder. Just this much. I want to check whether it is able to read or not. Let's run the program. That's gonna be python py. Got the error, and the error is this. I don't know how to work with this. I've never worked with this particular thing, so I thought it would work, but it's not working. I don't really have any CSV file that I can work with. So let's okay, we will be going through it later. That's not a big. I can get a CSV file. CSV file download. Let's work with CSV. So CSV files for download. This is the CSV file that I have downloaded. Let's open it right now. So let me. I wanna merely read the CSV file and see whether it it is able to read that or not. Once I have that thing, where is that data of CSV file? Business. This is the data. Let's paste it here and let's change the name of it. myfile.csv. This is the name. Let's close this and try to read this now. So read.csv was something that was used before, and I think I just name is the wrong thing, but let's go ahead. myfile.csv. Let's try to read this thing right now. Well, it worked for CSV, so ultimately I was doing something or the other wrong with that. There's a lot of data, actually a lot, in like 24,897 rows are there. So ultimately this is how we are actually able to read it, so it's good. So we have read the data, CSV data. So where were we? Let's close this. How about this? What was I doing here? Nothing important as such. Let's close this one too. And let's come back, and I have imported the pandas, and then I have read what the hell. Can I format it? Format, clear formatting, and then paste it here. So this is how I'm going ahead. Ultimately this is how I can actually read it. I will be saving the code for the future references so that I can actually go through it and all. Let's go ahead. Then our first program. Today we will write our first program. That's amazing. We will write our first program. Quiz. Print your poem here. Write a program to print a poem in Python. Choose the poem of your choice. Repel. Repel. Please make sure that you attempt this. Might be easy for some of you, but please finish each and every task. There is something called a repel here. REPEL. Is that so? Read, evaluate, print, and REPL. Okay, let's remove it from here. What is the next thing? Comments, escape sequence, and print Python. That's okay. Python comments. Let's remove it. Python comments are comment not really needed. Single comment we have, and then multiple comment we have. For single comment we just use hash, and then this is printed. Great. Then when it comes to example number 2, okay, got it. Then this again example number 3. I don't know, back in 2 years back, what was going on in my mind, that I just wrote everything on my, I just created the docs, and it is just like the book. Crazy stuff. Multi-line comments. Then to write multi-line comments, you can use hash at each line. Something like this and this, okay, or you can use a multi-line string. That's great. Then escape characters. To insert characters that cannot be directly used in a string, we can use escape sequence characters. So it is used for line, tab, and all. An escape sequence character is a backslash followed by the character you want. An example of the character can be directly used in a string is a double quote inside an example. Okay, double quotes. An example of a character that cannot be directly used in a string is a double quote inside a string surrounded by double quotes. That's right, but using this we can actually use it. That's great. So let's do one thing. This does not execute. This will execute. Escape to insert the characters. Let's even remove this particular thing. Not needed quite. More on print statement. The syntax of a print statement looks something like this. Okay. Object, yes, separator. You will provide a object in string format. You will provide the separator. You will provide the end, and you can provide the file. You can provide the flush. A really important thing, because this is something we usually don't keep in mind. So let's cut it from here and print it over here. one more thing, I would actually like to format. If I format it, what will happen? It will become like that. That's bad. Okay, so I have a string separator and a file flush. Just need to just keep in mind. Let's see whether it will be useful in future or not. Then I have something called pip. That's okay. I can decrease the size of this too. Other parameters of print statements: objects. Any object any object and as many as you like will be converted to a string before printed. Separator specify how to separate objects if there is more than the default. The default one is this, okay. And specify what to print at the end. The default is \n 9 feet. File an object with a write method. The default is sys.st. Okay, interesting. This is something that I need to keep in mind. Parameters 2 to 4 are optional. Parameters 2 like 1, 2, 3, 4 they are optional. I knew that, but this is something that is interesting. I need to keep this particular thing over here. Okay, variables and data types. What time is it? 57. So ultimately guys, it's time to just call it a day. We have kind of learned a lot. We are learning a lot. But when it comes to any language, you can actually learn it well when you solve the problems. As simple as that. So I need to be ready to do a lot. As for tomorrow, first of all, we will be working on Xcalidro app. There was a bug as well, so we will be figuring out the reason behind that. And then we will work on Docker. We'll learn about that. After that we will learn about Next.js, and then we'll learn about Python. So ultimately 4 things are going on right now. We'll try our level best to just get that thing done. In a day nothing's gonna happen, but I hope with the consistency and hard work, everything is going to be completed very soon. That was it, and congratulations, kudos to us that we have actually completed this particular part. Overall knowledge we have about overall knowledge about Python right now, and from here on we are diving deep into it. And yeah, we will be even I actually made some of the programs back in time, so we will be going through them. If needed, we will be remaking them, and this is how we'll actually be going ahead. And it's gonna be quite fun learning the things together. So no doubt I'll be coming back, and there are lots of methods. So ultimately this is gonna be a one-stop solution for anything when we get stuck. As simple as that. That was it. Now I'm gonna be catching up. Tomorrow I don't really wanna go. Actually, it's better to just keep studying. But the thing is that it's better to take care of yourself and then keep studying. Okay, don't really have that much energy. Take care, and I'm gonna be catching up soon.